Hi, Dr. Kandwala from Advanced Urogynecology of Michigan. Welcome. So today we'll talk to one of our patients who had a procedure done for pelvic organ prolapse, which is a bulge that's coming out from the vagina. So let's hear her story, how it was before, and then how it is now a year after the procedure. So, hello, hi, how are you doing?
Good.
So I'll just keep the names out. If you want to just tell how was it before, when you had the bulge and it was coming out, how bothersome was it at that time?
It was a surprise. And I didn't know what it was. I just looked out and I had something coming out of my vagina. I could push it back in with my finger and it didn't seem to bother me a whole lot, but I did go to a gynecologist and she checked it and she said it's a prolapse. I had no idea something like that could even occur. At first it didn't bother me. It took about maybe a year and a half, but then I started really having problems. Bladder leakage was never a problem. It was just the opposite. I could not urinate if I had been standing up for any period of time. I had to lay down and have it go back in before I could urinate. And in the morning, when I got up, because I had been in bed all night, I didn't have a problem, but during the day I did, and it got worse and worse until it was really bothering me. I didn't have any idea anything could be done. All the looking up that I did on Facebook and Google and all that said the only solution to the problem was a hysterectomy. And that seemed a bit extreme to me, but it got so bad that I could not go to the bathroom without laying down first. So I went back to the gynecologist, and that's when she suggested that I see you.
So I'm glad that you came in, and so then what we did is we supported the uterus and the vagina back inside, held everything nicely, did not have to do a hysterectomy. So we put the uterus back in. So now that you are a year out from the procedure, how does it feel?
Perfectly normal. I have no problem urinating, going to the bathroom. I have very little leakage unless something extreme, happens. I am so glad that there was a procedure that could be done, and I would like everybody to know about it, because when a person like me looks up something like this on Facebook, on the internet, nothing is ever suggested about that there might be a procedure that would fix it, other than having a hysterectomy. So I hope you can get the word out.
Yeah, it is very interesting that in the 18th century, a gynecologist in England said that, why are we taking this uterus out? The uterus is the victim. It's not the culprit. It's not the cause of the prolapse. Unfortunately, some surgeons are still doing a hysterectomy for prolapse. And what we found is that putting the uterus in stays very nicely in, and it's well supported. So why take out an organ if it's not required? So I'm glad that you're doing well. Now, would you say that one of the main problems that, as you mentioned, that you're looking at Google, but even doctors are not advising? When you went to people, were you getting the right advice to get this done, or how was that?
When I first went to the gynecologist, she did not suggest seeing a doctor like you. She just said, see how it progresses, let me know if it bothers you. It wasn't until like a year or year and a half later that it bothered me enough that I went back. And we discussed it, and she even mentioned the hysterectomy thing. But then she said I should see Dr. Kandwala about a procedure he does to stuff it back in.
Yeah.
And boy, I was so relieved to find out that there was something that could be done.
Nice. I'm so glad that you're doing well.
Yeah, I am doing well, yes.
Yeah. And keep it up, and we'll look forward to seeing you again at your 2-year visit.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Sounds
Take care.
good.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you.